Hi guys, welcome to another review, and today I'm reviewing my very cool Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan Communicator made by Diamond Select Toys. Anyway, here it is, but before I show you that, I'm just going to have to show you the packaging. It's just here. Anyway, this is from 2010. I think they re-released it and changed the packaging around a bit, but regardless, this is the one I got from Destination Star Trek. It says, featuring the authentic voices of Admiral Kirk, Spock, Khan, Lieutenant Uhura. It's kind of weird that they didn't use the actors' names, but oh well. In real life, this picture looks a bit blurry, but on the camera it looks pretty much perfect. But in real life, it does look a bit blurry. Here we have a try me button on the back thing here, featuring the I've already read that. Sorry, the original series Enterprise, which is kind of weird. I don't understand why they didn't use the Wrath of Khan version, but oh well. Star Trek, ages 8 and over. Features the phrases here, which some of them are inaccurate actually. It doesn't say Khan you have Genesis, he says Khan you've got, but oh well. Got some copyright stuff on the bottom. And on the back, sorry, we've got a Star Trek badge logo, Diamond Select Toys logo, and on the back it is more of an advertising thing. Here it says, which is kind of interesting. Trek Tech action replicas are full-scale toys molded directly from the original Star Trek props for maximum authenticity. Whether they actually do that or not, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind if it's a millimeter too much big, but for the most part, I'm very happy with what they produce. So, yeah, it's nice that they actually do try and go the extra mile, though. So that's pretty cool. Here we have the original series Enterprise, but they called it the Classic Communicator, Classic Tricorder, Classic Phaser. I don't know why they called everything Classic. They could have just called it the original series, but oh well. As here it says the original series series 5, so what I'm thinking is they might as well call everything the original series, but oh well. Pictures of it here, some of the things it can do, and if you're wondering why this isn't already in the box, it's because the actual thing that it's housed in here just keeps on rolling around, so I opted to just leave it out of the box. And you do get your trademark Diamond Select instructions, which I always love their instructions, because they're simply laid out and they look nice. As I have stuff like this written here: Starfleet Technical Order, authenticated stardate 7373.04, which is very nice. Got the logos, the Star Trek logo and stuff like that there. That's very cool. Anyhow, moving to the actual communicator, and it is awesome. Anyway, here it is, as you can see, with the holes here, which are all indented. And what I did is I went in with a fine marker pen, permanent marker, and blacked it out, including the edges of the holes, so it has a more deep and authentic look to it, as you can see here. It looks very, very cool as well. There are a few marks on it as where it came like that, so I'm not overly fussed because it's still very nice looking. On the side here you have the annoying looking bloody tab thing for the try me, which is a pain. That is why they can't make it look a little less obvious, is beyond me. Here we have one of the LED lights, which I suppose would have been nice if they covered it up with something, but oh well. We have this black section along here. What it's for, I have no idea. Another section that lights up, and it looks like it's just a sad face. So, I'm a sad person, but, well, not me, but this face. That's what it's kind of saying, but oh well. This side is just plain silver, which looks nice. On the back here we have your try me button, which is also the activation button for all the other sound effects and stuff like that. Some copyright stuff and how you open it. Now, it's bad enough they've got this written here, which kind of ruins it. But they've got this stupid stuff sculpted in, which is annoying, and it takes 3 AAAs, and you need a Phillips head screwdriver, and it clearly notes how you open it. Thank you. Anyway, if I zoom back out, opening it up, I've currently turned it off, but I will turn it on later. We've got more of that grille design here, which is also indented, which is very nice, so it's silver. That looks cool. What I don't like is that some of the plastic actually is still stuck in there like there, but it's not too bad, so I don't mind. Here we've got your I have no idea what that means. If you know, comment down below. We've got some Phillips head screws, as that's what they use in the future. And if you open this up, actually, these 4 screws to, I don't know, maybe, because what I did was I opened it up and I loosened this because it was very, very tight and I thought it might break if I keep on turning it. So I've loosened it so it's easier to turn. What I'd recommend is you're very careful when you screw these back on, because if you do it too tight, the plastic will crack at the top, as you can see there, as it is quite thin, this plastic on the top here. It really is thin. So it's a bit of a disappointment, but oh well. As you can see, it says San Francisco Type 3 Translock. Got an LED, some turn. This is what you turn for the functions, setting 1, 2 and 3. And this is your speaker hole and on switch here. So I'll just turn it on now. Alright, so just ignore those 2 sound effects. I'm just going to act like it's... it doesn't actually flick open, which is a shame, but oh well. There's a sound effect it makes when you turn it on. And it has this red flashing light. Funnily enough though, in the instructions it does say this will turn off after 3 minutes. Realistically it goes on for just over 30 seconds, so oh well. You can see it lights up, and the light doesn't bleed through the plastic either, it's just a bright LED which looks very nice. However, I wish instead of having this light and everything else here, they just made this bottom section light up red, like a kind of flash, because when, as you can see it's gone off, because when they're on the that space station thing, when Savick, Kirk and McCoy beam down there, when he opens this section just flashes red when he's talking, but it actually has a white LED which looks kind of bluish, which I'll show you now with the sound effects. It's kind of a gimmick. This will flash when you talk and this will flash when somebody responds back, although in this case you are technically Admiral Kirk. As you can see, this has come back on as it went into sleep mode.
Space Station Regular 1, do you read?
Admiral, this is Spock.
You can see they're talking to us now, and so yeah, if this just lit up red whilst you opened it and it had like a prop mode, like Matty Collector and their awesome Ghostbusters stuff, they have the prop mode where it doesn't make sounds but it lights up accurately and stuff like that, which is very cool. I wish this lit up red. If somebody's customized it or something like that, that'd be really cool to see though.
Khan, you've got Genesis, but you don't have me. You are going to kill me, Khan. You're going to have to come down here. You're going to have to come down here. I've done far worse than kill you. I hurt you. And I wish to go on hurting you. Over a patch man.
Aye, sir. You're on, Admiral.
What you can also do is if you play a sound, you can skip it just by holding this button down. But before I do that, if you press and hold this button...
Spock here.
Hold on, let me try that again.
Space Station Regular 1, do you read?
Spock here.
Space Station Regular 1, do you read?
Admiral, this is Spock. Bloodsucker. You're gonna have to do your own dirty work now, do you hear?
As you can see, it will cycle through every single one continuously, so that's pretty cool. And what you can also do is if you're playing a sound effect,
Admiral,
you can cut it off like that. You can just cut it off easily like that, which is pretty cool. And of course, I'll just move on to setting 2 now. As you can see, mine stops around about there because of how I've loosened it. But if you haven't loosened it, it will stop bang on setting 2. I'd recommend you open these and loosen the screw though, as it's far too tight. And I want to hold this in my hand in the next 20, 30 years and look back at it as a nice little novelty toy, as I really like it. Anyway, setting 2, pressing it. It's cool how this flashes with it, like as his voice goes a bit more high pitched, which is pretty cool. Although he didn't even use the communicator to say Khan, he used one of those wrist communicators off Captain Terrell, I think he was, the one that committed suicide with the phaser and vaporized himself. And this also has a continuous loop setting, so you press and hold it. It should do it now. There you go. So it will keep on going essentially until you press that button. Now then, you have your hailback mode as well, which is very cool, because when you change it to that setting, this will flash at a different pace. As you can see in setting 2, that's what you get. Same as with setting 1, just a steady flash. But setting 3, as you can see, it sounds like it's going to break as well. I just don't really want to turn it that much, but yeah, anyway, then you shut it. And since they've made this into a gimmick almost, I think when this sound effect is playing, they might as well have this flashing as well in the background. It might as well, I think, because technically it isn't accurate as it is, but...
Admiral, this is Spock. Spock. Engine room reports auxiliary power restored. We can proceed at impulse power. Best speed to regular one, Kirk.
Now, another thing I'd like to point out about the held-back mode is there's 2 of them, not one, like the original series communicator, which I have here. And if I turn the held-back mode on this one, as you can see, it also flashes a bright red, similar to this one. With this one, once you've shut it, you need to wait for the chirp to come. Like, you'd have to shut it and wait for the chirp. Like, that's what you'd have to do with this, but with this one you can just shut it and open it again. And so yeah, that's that. But with this you need to shut it and then wait for it. And this is still flashing actually on this mode. So anyway, here is the second held-back mode, similar to the original series tricorder. It has 2 of them. So yeah, it's a very cool toy / prop replica. I just wish this lit up red when you opened it, but apart from that, it's really awesome. And comparing it to the original series one, I prefer this as a design. It's like with the Doctor Who character options on screwdrivers. I prefer David Tennant's screwdriver design, but the toys, Matt Smith's one, is far superior. I prefer the original series design, but the toy is much better for the Wrath of Khan one, as it has more features and stuff. But comparing them, ironically enough, the Wrath of Khan one is only a little bit more heavier than this one, because the plastic is a bit thin on this, and with this, the plastic is quite thick as well. So as you can see, they're just comparing them. Very, very cool. And what I don't understand is, this is just like a little mini rant. Why the bloody hell didn't they use this design of communicator throughout the 6 films? Well, technically 5, starting from number 2. Because in number 3, you see Savick on the Genesis planet. She's got a communicator that's similar to the original series one design. And I'm thinking, hang about, this film is based like a couple of days after Spock's death. How can the design of the communicator already changed? Same thing with the phasers. It's a brand new phaser design within a few days. Why they didn't keep the original one, I don't know. I love the design of the Wrath of Khan phaser, which they used in the motion picture as well. I thought it looked brilliant. But they changed it around and it's really weird. Oh, and another thing, this is the on and off switch here. So I'll switch it to this, it's off and nothing works. So you could leave it on display like that. But flip it down to the triangle and away from the circle. And it's on. Off, on. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, also it's a bit curved here, just thought I'd mention that. Don't know why, but oh well. So it's very weird why they didn't keep this design. It's a rant, in a sense, but I do have a point when you think about it. The film were based a couple of days apart. I mean, Back to the Future, those films are based literally within a week of each other, I'd say. Well, not a week, but a couple of days at least. You don't all of a sudden notice the DeLorean changing colour. Unless it was number 3, because it technically that was years because of all the dust and everything, but my point still stands. And another negative I just want to mention is the light does bleed at the back. You can make it out there.
Space Station Regular 1, do you read?
You can see it there.
Admiral, this is Spock. Come, bloodsucker. You're gonna have to do your own dirty work now, do you hear me? Do you?
It also comes out at the sides, especially if you're in an area that isn't that well lit. But anyway, this is a brilliant prop. I really like it. For £20 that I paid for it, you can't go wrong. If you want to get one, I'd say go to moviefigures.com, I believe they're called. They have their own YouTube page as well. They're selling this for £35. So £15 more, but I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't mind paying £35 for this. I absolutely love it. It's a brilliant, brilliant prop. So I would give this a solid 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 10 straight up if this lit up red as like a prop setting mode. But since it doesn't, what are you going to do? It's still really awesome. Considering these props didn't light up in the show either. They've made this light up, so what are you going to do? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review. This truly is a very awesome product, and yeah, take care guys.